welcome to the Crime Addict Cast. This is our summer spectacular. It's our big summer episode that we do every year. The summer spectacular. That's what it's called. Welcome everybody to the summer spectacular. I'm your host this evening, Zubaz. I got my limited edition DaBoy tank top on because I just came from the beach. You can get those at DaBoy.com. And speaking of DaBoy.com, here he is in the
special
flesh.
Guest.
DaBoy. Yeah.
Hello.
It's been a while, bud. It's been a while.
It has been a while. You know, just hanging out.
Also joining us, fresh from the pool, Mr. Josh Urars.
Oh, I was in the pool today. I was like,
I know.
Swimming today. What's up, everybody?
And then he's like the sand in your sheets after you come to the beach, Mr. Mostly Costly. How are we doing today?
Apparently, Sandy? I don't know.
Yeah, listen, it's the summer spectacular. Everybody gets beach entrances.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. We suddenly came up with a title for the episode too.
Title set.
I'm gonna say summer spectacular 1,000 times in the next hour.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it. It's been a little while. The last time we were on the show, we had our cosplay contest with Kitty.
Well, actually, we've had 4 shows on our Patreon. So
yes,
yeah,
that is correct. Yeah. I mean, we only tell the Patreon members about that. If you want those rare episodes, let us know. But let's get into today, and let's talk about the Tournament of Legends.
Ooh.
Is happening right now. I'm gonna throw it over to the Master of Ceremonies, the TOL, the founder, the previous champion. Gosh, what's going on?
Oof, Tournament of Legends. It's full force. We're in full swing. What's today? Thursday? And it started. Yeah, it started Tuesday, and so we already got a bunch of matches going. I'm excited. We didn't get as many as last time, but we're right. It's still the group. The players are stacked. Like there's a lot of really good players in this one, and we mixed things up a little bit. We're doing a group staging to start it off, so that's exciting. I had
for that. Whoever's idea that was.
I had a couple people message me and say, "I wish we would have known it was group staging because I would have picked it differently." And and I get it. My response has been to everyone that's asked me is I also wish I knew it was group staging when I picked my tunes. So if you were wondering, we've tossed around this idea, many a TOL doing a group staging. I've mentioned before how I would love to, if we got a certain number, we could do a group staging. And Zubaz really said this one was like, let's do it. Let's just freaking set it up. And Zubaz made the brackets and everything and made it look real nice. I said, all right, let's do it. And I did the group staging stream to pick the groups. We decided to do it literally 15 minutes before I went live. It was so no one had any preparation that this was happening, which I kind of like. You know, it's a little keep you on your toes. No one got to prepare for it.
I don't understand what you would have picked differently if you knew that you were in a group or not. Your goal is still the same: put up the best score you can in the qualifying round. So why would you change your strategy? I don't get it.
You know what I think it is in the old format. You could, and this is something M4 always tells me. He just wants to squeak in. Where you can bring some not your best tunes and squeak in with like a 69 and 11, 68 and 12, get your way in, and then you can really bring your good tunes later. But now, in this group staging, you got to be, it's going to be 72s because in every group, there's someone in there who can put up like a 75 and plus, and that really cuts your thing. But I mean, hey, like I said, all of us, even, me, Zubaz, DaBoy, we're all behind the scenes on it. None of our rosters were picked with this in mind. It was very last second, and it's already getting real spicy. And if you haven't checked out that group staging stream, if you want to see what it looks like, go jump onto my Twitch. It's up there, and you can see what the players are. And
It was a lot of fun, and
It
like
was a lot of
watching
fun.
people's reactions as we were going about who they did want to be with, who they didn't want to be with. You saw the rivalries developing, the trash talk. If you do go back and watch that stream, make sure you have the chat running too, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of funny stuff going on there. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I'm really liking this format. I hope again we get to do it again. You know, this would just happened that we had, was it 28 players?
Yeah,
So,
we had 28. You just need something divisible by like 4 for the most part
Yeah.
to make it a little bit easier. And we had 28, and then somebody dropped like last second,
Mhm.
and then sure enough, like couple minutes later, we had
Yeah.
somebody say, "Hey, is it too late?" And Streets Ahead got snuck in there, and he wound up in my group. And I think he's probably going to win my group because he's a really good player.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
So,
And you
yeah.
know, I don't. Maybe I can pull up. Because I do want to see what are we thinking? Because everyone that was thrown around group of death. What's the tough group? And I'm looking at some of these groups, and they're all pretty deathy. Like it's pretty spicy. Let me just run through group stage, and let me pull this up really quick. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a real quick rundown. I don't know if Kossi, you want to throw up a graphic and post. Group A here. I'm gonna just real quick rundown. Super Dude, DaBoy, Tutitron, Hawkeye, Firewings, me, and Merciless. And right there, that's those are some beefy players. We have Firewings.
I would just like to say something to the contestants in Group A.
And what would you like to say?
Good luck in the wild card round, everybody.
And is that because
I
you're
guess.
going to win?
Oh, I'm winning the group.
Okay,
It's
so
not,
that's what he's
it's not,
saying.
not a
So
question.
you're
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
oh, okay.
I feel like that also works if you've been eliminated. Like, good luck in the wild card
Yeah.
round, everybody.
Zubaz,
here.
listen. Don't spoil it.
Good luck in the next
Costly,
rounds,
costly.
everybody. Hope you have fun.
Costly edit that part out.
So yeah, I mean, just in there, I don't want to like fluff too many guys here, but it's some pretty beefy rosters. And then we have
a former champion,
former champion. We have a 3-time finalist
a
there.
3-time second place finisher,
Mm-hmm.
We have the champion of the Tournament of Legends Blitz.
the champion,
The
of
champion
the
Tournament
Legends
Blitz in there, yeah.
Yeah, you keep forgetting, Josh.
I forgot. And then over there in Group
And
B,
Merciless puts up 80-0 every time.
oh yeah, I mean, and here he put up a really good score. So like again, that group just oodles of high power. I'm nervous. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'm nervous. And then over in Group B, we got Pingzo, M4, Wassar, Uncanny, Nick, 136, Great Dane, and Feldmast. And then I'm looking at those names. Like we had Nick put up big numbers consistently last TOL. Uncanny's no stranger to going deep in the TOL.
2 finalists.
And then we had
from last tournament.
And then M4 and Wassar are the 2 finalists from last year are in the same group. And then Pingzo, who's consistently made it, who's qualified almost every TOL. So these are people that can put up big scores, and some of the scores have already rolled in, and these numbers are huge already. And then running over to Group C, we have Windigrew, Purge, Almost Deaf, Rundown, Hate Mail, Vagrant, and the man himself, mostly Costly. Like again, all capable of putting up monster scores. Huge Rebirth 5s in that, lots of Rebirth 5s, and already I haven't posted the graphic yet, but I have it, some scores already. But Purge and Rundown have already put up, I think Purge was like 76-4, and then
Jeez.
Rundown was like 74-6. They're just monster scores, and like already boom. Wait, what's your wiggle room there? And then you still haven't had Almost Dev, Hate Mail, Vagrant, Costly, Windigrew. They all haven't gone yet. So it's like I'm right there.
Also, are you throwing in a towel? Or are you just not even going to play?
To be determined.
I will say, Costly, I like what you did. You brought your Nightwing, boom, right out the gates. And you know, if you play that Nightwing card right, you should be able to put a big number. And then over there in Group D,
I thought about bringing in my new weapon, but
Group D, where the D stands for death. This is literally Group D.
Group D,
the group of death. Yeah.
Zubaz, Yitria, Streets, Kitty, Little, Alonzo for Funny Scar, and Null. A couple first timers there, so we don't really know what to expect from them. We have a very fan favorite in our last guest, Kitty Little. What was a little interesting is if you would have showed me this list right out the gates, like at the beginning, I would have been like, bam, Kitty is taking one of those top spots. But I watched her stream, I verified her scores, and she did something completely different from her past matches. She didn't bring her girls. She didn't bring her ladies. And she didn't put the score she normally puts up. So we'll see if that's good enough for her to qualify through. But Zubaz, how are you feeling in that group?
I don't. I'm fine.
What's your prediction?
I'm going to get 6th place. Is my prediction. I think Streets is probably going to win the group. I think he's just an excellent player. I think Yitria might be going right now.
Yeah, I think he may have either
so
just finishing up or he was going.
I don't know how he's doing. I know, but some of them, like you said, I mean, it's just wild cards. Like that's the big thing about this group is nobody knows what like anybody's capable of. So it's even me, like I will score anywhere between 40 and 80. Is like that's just, you never know what you're gonna get. That's how we like it.
I have a little story if anyone would like to hear it. Zubaz in one of the TOLs previously did his run and then immediately afterwards came on and told me and DaBoy, I hate the TOL. It's stupid. I don't want to do this. And then we're like, okay, you know, we get it. And then minutes later, Zubaz is like, oh, I'm running another one just for fun. Like, I'm like, I thought you didn't like it. And then he's like, oh, I just wanted to do it again. You know what I mean? But
I cannot confirm or deny that this happened.
And his score, as he said, he could go between 40 and 80, was vastly different the second time.
It was wildly different. But
listen,
so
the teams I play are very RNG dependent. Like that's just how I like to play. It's a game and it's chance. I don't like these teams where you go in and you're like, okay, there is a 98% chance that everything will go fine here, and there's just one little thing can screw me up. I like it to be like a 50% chance that it's going to be awesome, or a 50% chance that it's going to go to hell. That's how I like to play the game.
I feel like you're talking. M4 is offended. I'm
absolutely M4. We play on opposite ends of the spectrum, which is why when I beat M4 to win Siege World's Finest, it was like the most devastating moment of his life because he was basically like, I don't understand how this idiot who just rolls the dice every time he goes into the game beat me.
Yeah.
So, well, it's because I'm better than you.
But I mean, I love TOL season. It keeps me busy. I was up late last night. I confirmed 9 scores. And so it keeps me busy. It's very exciting. There's a ton of matches to watch. Again, if you're not watching the TOL, join the Discord. People post when they go live. All the streams are previously recorded, so you can go back and watch these insane matches. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to play in. It's just a really, really great time. This is it. TOL season. It's here. I love it.
Summer TOL.
Summer TOL.
All right. So I think that unless DaBoy or Costly, any other comments, questions, or concerns about the Tournament of Legends?
No, I'm looking forward to doing my best.
When do you think you're going to do your run, Costly?
Probably this weekend.
DaBoy.
Josh, when do you think you're going to do your run?
Ooh,
okay, I see what's going on.
The head games already. I'm going on vacation in 20 minutes, so I don't know if I'll be able to play. We're gonna see. It's gonna depend on if my house has power, if I have internet. There's a lot of variables here. But yeah, so yeah, that is the Tournament of Legends. Let's keep the Summer Spectacular rolling.
Wait.
Oh, no, we're rolling. What?
Rolling.
What, DaBoy?
Josh.
What's up? I
doing yours?
I might do it tomorrow. I might do it Saturday. I might do it Sunday.
Okay.
When are you gonna do yours? Are you gonna do it before or after?
You should do them head to head. You should do them side by side.
I'm doing mine live. I'm pressing go live when you press go live.
Okay, all right. I'm in then. All right, we'll set it up and then we'll do it.
You know what we should have done? This would have somebody should have been doing their run while we recorded this podcast.
It was so distracting for me. All right.
Next TOL. All right. Next in the Summer Spectacular, Shazam-a-Lama Ding Dong is what the title card here says. I think that means that we are talking about reworks. So yeah, we got the reworks came in. We got the new tunes, Atom Smasher and Cyclone. We got Shazam and Freddy Shazam, Captain Marvel Jr., as he was once known. And yeah, that they basically what we got was the Black Adam movie was supposed to come out this month.
Was it?
And so yes, originally it's supposed to come out this month. Relevant Media. And then so it got pushed back. It got pushed back into the fall. I think October now is the month for the Black Adam movie. But hey, WB, we know that they just plan things so far in advance that they gave us Cyclone and Atom Smasher anyway. We did not get the movie versions, which is probably a good thing, so that we might be able to rework them later. But
isn't I could have sworn the Atom Smasher in our game looks just like the movie trailer?
That is because the movie is very faithful to the comics.
Oh, okay. So the game did the comics and the movies being faithful to the comics, so they're just that overlap.
Yes.
Okay.
And it works out well too because he wears a mask, and so you don't see his face. We don't see any of the actor's features or anything like that. Cyclone is a little bit different. We definitely got the comic book version of Cyclone. Looks very different from what we're getting in the movie. And then so I guess because they're like, hey, it's a Black Adam movie, we don't know that Shazam or Freddy Shazam will be in the movie. I don't think that they're supposed to. If anything, maybe in a end credit sequence or something like that. But that's who we got for our reworks. Now let's talk Shazam. I know Costly said he hasn't had a chance to use him. DaBoy, I think, hardly plays the game.
I used to like 2 siege matches. He seems pretty it seems like a better version of what he used to be.
Yours is L5 80 and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we ask the current Siege World's finest leader right now, Mr. Josh Huars? How are you feeling about Shazam?
I freaking love Shazam. Like he's awesome. Like I did a little testing with him on the rework day, and the one thing that really stuck out to me is his taunt comes around quickly. Like you're able to get it up and going, and it's because of that turn meter he gets. If he gets hit, he gains turn meter, and it
reduces the cooldown of that move.
Yeah, and it's great. So in Siege, I'm really liking him. I took him L5 for this Siege. I think I had him at L4 for the longest time because he was a Siege bonus tune a few Sieges ago, right?
6 or 7 ago.
Yeah,
it's been a while, but
that was my first glimpse of Shazam, and he was a solid tank then. And this damage immunity with it, because did he have damage immunity before?
He did before.
No. Yeah. It wasn't guaranteed.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was
100%.
Yeah. Oh, the guaranteed. It's just great, and it works out well. I don't want to dive too much with Cyclone, but I have Cyclone L3 right now. And I'm taking her. What I love with her is she's, I believe, the fastest siege tune in here. And again, in a lot of DCL, speed is king. And if if you're not running the block flashes and the wallies or whatever, if you're trying to go for the bonus points, she can get your team up and running. And so again, not to get too deep in her, but I took her 2, which buffs, and it gives DI to someone. So often I'll just take that, slap that on Shazam, turn 1, and then my Shazam's protected. He's better than ever. He's just even better. And if I'm running a Lex lead, I'm boosting up, speeding up. My Two-Face is shooting people, but just Shazam is just I like, he retaliates and he hits so hard. Like I think I remember listening to the Burger Shack. I believe they talked about you guys talked about Shazam. You were there. Yeah. I really like the Burger Shack. I'm gonna say this.
It's a great segment every month.
I don't know how many other podcasts are out there, but the Burger Shack I like a lot. I genuinely enjoy that. Anyways, I think Hate was talking about having a Rebirth 5 Shazam. He has a Rebirth 5 right now?
He does. Him and Tootie both have Rebirth 5.
That's a really good Rebirth too. Like you're gonna expect to see a lot of, if he gets that 6-day, you're gonna see so many, and he's gonna be well worth it. He might be the best blue tank. I think he's stealing that from Grundy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think so too. It's interesting. So one of the big things was his gear changed, And that was massive because he changed from a mixed tank to the special tank. And what that did is it instantly bumped his intelligence up 600 points just with the gear change. And that is why he's finally doing damage now.
Yeah.
So that was the huge net gain that, like, if the NDA group and the people that got to work on his kit, if they were unable to get anything else that we asked for, it was still going to be good.
Yeah.
Now, the big thing though is the turn 0 taunt. Everybody wanted Shazam. They always wanted him to be a turn 0 taunter. And there was a little bit of miscommunication between the group pushing for him to be a turn 0 taunter and what they implemented. What we had been pushing for was for him to just do his second skill turn 0.
And
that's
that
what
would give him
like Harley
DI.
does. Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, they gave him taunt, and we were very concerned. We were very concerned that basically, like, he's totally exposed, right? He's got no crit immunity. He's got no DI. He's got nothing to protect him turn 0, basically, or turn 1. And ultimately, because he is so tanky now, it hasn't made a difference.
Yeah.
He's great if you do run him with Aquaman or Enchantress and you get the DI or something like that. Then you're safe. But even without it, it's like Reds have a hard time putting him down. It's got to be like an extremely high rebirth Red, single target. An Ursa, a Shiva, something like that. And even some of them, depending on how high your Shazam is leveled, they can't do it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, we were worried about it. It turned out to be a little unfounded. Yeah, he'd be even better, but he might be verging on like OP at that point. So
I will say,
I think great.
I agree with about the high rebirth, but I have a rebirth for Two-Face. I happen to have a rebirth for Two-Face and a rebirth for Superwoman for this siege. So we got 2 Reds coming at the Shazam, and my Two-Face, the L5 Shazams, I have noticed that I am able to take those out like right out the gates, so that's not a problem. But when those Shazam starts getting up to rebirth 3, rebirth 4, then my Two-Face, it's not guaranteed, especially depending if you get Harvey or Two-Face to start. But so yeah, I like Shazam. Man, he's such
I haven't noticed any problems killing him. So.
Well, you have big old. What Reds are you bringing?
Red Hood, Robin, spoiler.
Okay, all your
Azrael,
rebirth 5s. Yeah, I mean, when you're running those big Reds against. But I do think an equivalent like Two-Face versus an equivalent Shazam. I think you may not be guaranteeing a kill there, and that's what you need. That's what all you can really ask from a blue tank is to be able to survive a hard hitting red attacker of the same level.
At least one turn, right?
Yeah, at least that one turn.
And it goes quickly because of the turn meter he gets from everything else.
Because if you don't kill him,
and correct me if I'm wrong, he gains turn meter not from him being hit, but from his teammates being hit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and because if you don't kill him, he's getting that turn meter, and then he's going DI, and he gains. Does he gain health? I think he gains a little health.
Yeah, over.
Yeah, boom, and then just like that, now you're in trouble. Now you got yourself a little beefy Shazam to worry about, and depending on the comp, that stun too. That I love that because it's that's
the thing I found the most annoying with him is the stuns, and it's just because me personally, I do have a lot of like big Reds, and it just so happens that right around the time that I took up like a really heavy Red striker was the time that they reworked Shazam, so I haven't really noticed too much of a problem because I just hit RB5 on my Robin, and so it's like, and what I'm doing is I'm running him behind Nightwing, so it's like you kill somebody and then Robin goes, bam, who wants to die?
Oh yeah,
like true, because all the invisibilities, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, so that's the way it's been for me. But what has been annoying though is that Shazam just touching people and they're stunned, and I'm like, what? And it's just all over the place.
70% if overhealed, I believe, and
or 75.
75, and you know what? It's very true. Like I really feel like I can almost count on that stun to land, and I'm throwing that. I'm like, okay, I need a basic here so I can get that stun, and it's good. And you know what? Also, even if you don't get the stun, you're still doing some pretty beefy damage. He hits hard. Even on retaliation, I've seen him one shot full healed characters. I'm like, oh, you just.
There was the plan was essentially to give him a very big like Superman vibe.
Yeah. Oh
which
yeah,
is
that makes.
making blue Superman, which is in the comics. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
It's like Superman is this alien, Shazam is his mystic counterpart. They're equal and they look the same. All of that's how they've always been in history. So to bring that into the game, I thought was really good as well.
I think
he feels really good from what I've played with so far and what I've played against. He seems. Well, I think for the most part, I kind of hit it on the head when I said earlier. He feels like a better version of what he's been. Like his kit didn't get reinvented; it just got updated and feels better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's stunning more. The overheal was a nice welcome change because that wasn't there before, right? But it's like getting the DI all the time now is great. The starting taunt's great. It's all the things that really
is his third rework. So it's like it's about time that they kind of got it right.
You know what's
I mean, look at Jon Stewart though. So
you know what's interesting is you would think like, okay, Shazam's taunting, right? And so all the attacks come to him, and if he has that DI on, oh, I'm not gonna get the turn meter because you're not getting damage. And you would think like, oh, is that counterintuitive? I think it's a perfect trade-off. Like, yeah, sure, you don't get that turn meter, but you're tanking all these attacks. And if their turns are wasted, that's basically turn meter. If you really think about it, like if the other team's doing moves and getting zero effect from their moves, it's basically you got free turn meter right there.
Sorry to he doesn't actually get turn meter from him getting hit; it's his teammates getting hit.
But he can.
So doesn't matter if he has damage him.
No, him also getting hit. You can hit that Shazam at the start of the match, and he will speed up quickly.
Oh, is it? That's
it's allies, not teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to watch out for when you shoot him. That's something I've been noticed too, and that can affect your turn order.
Is that possibly bugged?
No, it says it's allies, right?
Teammates, not allies.
No, it says teammates.
It says teammates, and I'm
reading it right now.
Whatever it is, I think this is a very, very good how he is now. Like I think because that makes him dangerous. If you hit Shazam and you're not killing him, you've now pissed him off. I mean, I think I got one word to perfectly sum up Shazam. That's Shazam Alama Ding Dong.
There it is. That's one word. That's perfect. Let's keep the summer spectacular rolling, and we'll roll right into Free Spaghetti, is what it says here. Free die spaghetti.
Free die spaghetti.
Free die spaghetti.
Supposed to be Freddy spaghetti.
Yeah, Freddy Shazam. I can't imagine that Costly or DaBoy have touched Mr. Freddy Spaghetti. Nope. Josh, have you used him at all?
I've used him. I used him a little bit that opening day, and I've sprinkled him in some siege matches when it was warranted if there was a lot of greens. I like him. I mean, yeah, a little
like Parmesan.
Yeah, a little Parmesan.
Freddy Spaghetti.
Yeah. What was that, DaBoy?
Wait, doesn't he do better against blues, not greens?
Well, I mean, greens.
He does a
affinity.
lot.
I'm playing the affinity. Like I want just DaBoy. Just okay.
Hey, I'm just
hey. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I sprinkle him in. I like him. He's not this berserker damage dealer, but he has some moves. He does some things with his little. What are they called? Affinity. This and
Affinity
that.
Everything. He
Affinity,
does affinity. Every possible thing with affinities, he does.
I remember during the little test day, I wasn't like blown away, but I was slightly impressed with some of the things that were happening. I'm like, oh, look, my team is surviving a little bit more because of some of these affinity thingies going on, which was nice. But I think when it all boiled down to, and this was, I had heard this before I even started it, is he's very niche. So, and he feels that way. Like he's not plug and play. Yeah, he's not, this plug and play guy, but he has some moves. He can do some stuff.
He's very interesting. I think the best way to describe it is he just kind of causes some chaos. Like when you play with Freddy,
it's like wearing a white shirt while eating spaghetti. You're
yes,
yeah.
That is Yeah, that's what I was going to say. No, I think what it does is he makes it feel like the game isn't working right.
Yeah.
Like you all of a sudden, like you're like, wait, that should have been hitting harder a little bit, but not quite. Or like, I thought my tune was going to die there, and then nothing happened. And like if you sit there and you break it down and you try to figure out why it's happening, it is because of Freddy. Like it is because he flips the affinities. He does the affinity power downs, which I think are really cool, and I'm glad that they have them in the game. I mean, I've enjoyed using him. You know, I run heavy blue teams all the time, and all of a sudden I can make it so reds are literally doing 0 damage. Like it's the equivalent of Supergirl. Like when Supergirl, when your team is getting crit, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, that crit did 0 damage. He can do that, but only if they're the opposite affinity. So it's something that you have to build around. You have to go in with the intention of that doing it. I like to pair him with Raven, and I know that Raven winds up like nerfing his ability to retaliate. But for me, the trade-off of how many more affinity power downs you get, it's worth it. But again, it's the specific strategy that you're trying to use. It's not plug and play. It's not going to work against every team. It's like a fun trick. It's when you're using Freddy, you're like, hey, check out this party trick and see what he does. Now that being said, at the very high rebirth levels, if you're into the character, he hits really hard.
I could see
2D's RB5 Freddy on retaliation has one shot like a bunch of my blues.
Yeah.
Just on retaliation because he hits so much harder than he was before.
When I was doing the stream, there were many times, Zubaz, you would point out when someone wouldn't die or damage, you'd be like, that's Freddy. And I'd see it. I'm like, oh, that's, when that happens, you're like, oh, that's good. I like that.
Right.
What's the trade-off, bringing Freddy or bringing your other tunes, it's, I just think what's great about this is it just adds more variety to what you can bring. Yeah, sure, you can bring your Spectres and your Dark Side, Terra, Super, and you can go blah, 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 blah. Or you can get kind of cutesy-pootsy with it and bring some Freddy in and make some keep things weird, Like
he's
and
fun.
Go
That's
away from that 98% chance to win.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
No, but I mean, for me, it's a lot of people complain about the game being stale, right? And if you use the same characters all the time that do the same things, even if you're using different characters, but you're always going in with, I just want to crit and have them all die immediately, or I just want to use a stun team or whatever, yeah, the game will probably get stale for you. Give Freddy Spaghetti a chance, and and then just all of a sudden play, have some fun a little bit, see what you can do. It's okay to lose a Wraith match, like it's not a big deal. So that's kind of thoughts on Freddy. I always liked Freddy. Growing up, I was bizarrely a very, very big Elvis fan, and because Elvis was such a big Freddy Shazam fan, or at the time Captain Marvel Jr., I became a Captain Marvel Jr. fan.
So what's that backstory with Elvis and so he was genuinely big,
obsessed,
really?
Obsessed.
Because I think I said you heard you say his cape on stage was
he has he would wear the little mini cape. His logo, the TCB with the lightning bolt, that is from Captain Marvel Jr. His haircut with the perfectly coiffed but that's it, that was it. And if you go to Graceland, he has all these his first appearance and stuff, they're framed in Graceland because Elvis collected them as a kid.
Can you imagine Elvis just being this huge comic book nerd sitting there and
he was a guy, he was a regular kid in the 50s. I mean, so hey, relevant media. The Elvis movie is out. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if they reference Captain Marvel Jr. yet.
They better.
We'll talk about that when we get to relevant media.
So real quick, something I forgot to actually put in the outline before we move on. We didn't talk about, or I didn't put in their stat boosts. So real quick, let's just go over that real quick.
All right.
I mean, I think it's awesome that they're doing it monthly.
Costly. I'm gonna do something right now, okay? And this is gonna be on you in post. I'm gonna clear that and that's gonna say stat boost.
That's gonna say nothing.
Oh my
Summer spectacular stat boost.
That's
Let's
not gonna say
go.
anything in it.
Real-
That's just gonna be a
okay.
white bar. Everybody's looking at a white bar.
It
right now.
literally, it's one text box you add over the video. It's not hard to do.
In post, when every time I say summer spectacular, can they bring like a graphic that just like pops on screen, like boom? Yeah, let's talk stat boost.
Who are the tunes?
The 4 that we got this month were Batman Beyond,
I love it.
Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, Reverse Flash, and Silver Banshee.
Zubaz is
Why
2
don't
for 2, by the way.
Well, why don't we talk to Costly first?
Yeah, I
here?
gotta
'Cause
get your
Costly,
impressions on.
he got 2 tunes that he already had. Rebirth 5 got stat
Yeah.
boosts.
Must be nice.
Where'd we
So-
we land, Costly?
So I've done a little bit of play with Batman Beyond, not a whole lot, just because I was more interested in Princess of Themyscira.
Because you're too busy playing
Yeah,
that
You
other
had
game.
One job.
No, I played. I played a lot. Look, I have played such little Wraith in the past like few months that I have from like
Does your
buying.
defense log say 58 days since your last attack?
Imagine getting
No.
2 Rebirth 5
Yeah,
2
hold on.
stat
Let me
boosted, and
explain
then
what
you're
I'm
like,
saying.
oh, I haven't really.
Let me explain.
So
what I'm
many
saying
people are
for a
going to come to this episode
I
and be
know.
like, "Oh, Costly's going to talk about Batman Beyond,"
Yeah.
and then they get to this. And,
He's been asking for Wonder Woman Pot to be stat boosted or reworked for the longest
That's
time,
exactly
and it's
what
here.
I'm saying. Josh.
All right,
That's what I'm saying.
let's hear it.
What I was saying was I haven't played Wraith in so long that from getting from the social getting arena energy in there and out of my packs, I was at 150 energy. Like I'll put it that much. Like I'm now down to 50 energy because I played that many matches with Princess Themyscira because I'm loving her.
Okay.
Like because she's not quite Shazam tanky, but she's now finally tanky again. Because before, what used to happen, even at RB5, I'd bring her in and like an L3 Azrael would be like, bam, you're gone. Like because like she just didn't have any stats to support what she was doing. Now she's viable again and it's great. Like I can put her back in there. I can kind of use her as a Harley counter because as long as like the other team goes first, she'll just throw that enrage right back over to the other team, and then like so you can use her in that way. She's doing great. Like I've watched her. If she does like the double 3 on Alex, he's gone. Even like RB5 just gone. And so it's like it's been great to have her in there. And then it's like what's even more fun is then running like say Cheetah off lead behind her, or even running her off lead behind Cheetah, giving her some strength ups, and like she can start smacking pretty hard with some strength ups, and it's been a lot of fun.
Costly.
Question.
I just pulled up your TOL roster. She's not in there.
Yeah,
What's up?
I'm saving her.
saving
Oh,
her. Wow.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I get it.
Costly,
Mm.
Costly. I have a question.
If you
Oh,
also look,
question.
if you also look, Josh, go take my roster I gave you and compare it to the last 2 rosters. It's exactly the same for the past 2 Tournament Legends, and I've
Easy.
qualified decently, or clearly, in the last 2 Tournament Legends. So I'm just
Okay.
sticking to a script that
Hey,
works.
I get it.
broke.
If it ain't broke,
The only thing I thought about doing on that
Costly,
Tournament Legends
wait,
was replacing Deathstroke with Robin. But
Costly, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you change your the POT skin that you
Oh,
have?
no,
Because
which
the
one are
you
you
have is
using?
is he-
God
I'm using
awful.
the bombshell one.
Oh,
come
no!
on,
Oh,
Costly.
costly!
It's the
Oh,
worst. It's
I
I
the
love the
worst.
bombshells comic. The
I
Bombshells comic's
I
great.
just you know what's I will say like that one's bad, but you know what is the craziest is when I see the people running the Stargirl
Sorry,
bombshell, and I'm
awful.
just like,
Oh yeah, I run that one too.
Oh my
Ugh.
gosh.
God.
Anyways,
I
so
you know what? I will probably run the cheetah one though.
Batman Beyond.
I kind
Yeah,
of like that
looks
one.
pretty
I
cool.
don't like
Yeah.
I don't like the bombshells, but I think
Yeah.
it's neat.
I
One doesn't
like
bother me.
I really like the Wonder Woman's bombshells one personally, but
Would.
Batman Beyond, I've ran probably about like 10 matches with him, and you get him beefed up, and he can just wipe out any red.
He's hitting that hard.
And yeah, he's hitting really hard at RB5. Like just
Does his animation still take 4 years?
yes, yes.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It is.
What if you
I
put
agree with M4.
Oh
It's-
my
I
God.
can't.
M4 always.
God, it's the
I
worst.
genuinely believe M4 changes his opinion and grade of Batman Beyond based off the animations. He says he
absolutely.
doesn't. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, he
He
does.
acts like he
He
doesn't,
does.
but he 100%
That's
does.
fine.
Yeah,
support
I was
him doing
putting
No.
Batman Beyond behind like Cheetah and stuff just for the strength ups, and he is
He
wrecking.
does physical damage. He should do special damage.
I was gonna say this, which I wonder if this is.
I'm
good
pretty
or
sure it's
bad.
physical. Have I been doing the wrong thing?
I'm
No,
having-
damage to an
you're probably
enemy.
right. I'm saying he should do special
Heavy-
damage because he's
so-
all tech based and stuff.
Yeah, heavy damage. Yeah, no, that's all physical.
I would say, you know what would be interesting is if he's because I felt like his basic always hit decent against Reds, but his whole thing with the basic is putting those hit chance downs, and is it?
Seems
Do you feel like it's
he could be a lot
wasted?
of fun with Atom Smasher.
But do you feel like it's wasted that instead of stacking full hit chance downs and keeping them alive,
Just killing people.
he's just killing them, and then so all those hit chance downs are wasted, or
But if you're doing it on other greens or blues,
yeah, that's true.
that helps.
And
so
you
if
know what?
you're
He won't
killing
go.
them, then you're probably winning.
I know, but it's
Well,
just
I mean, I
with
guess-
the
I
hit
guess
chance
it'll-
downs, you're trying to get like you're trying
In
to
a
listen,
way,
hit
though-
hit
it.
chance downs are great. Like they can't hit you, but if they're dead, they also
I
can't
know,
hit you.
I know, I
If you
know.
kill them and there's a specter,
Well,
then
like-
he just dies.
Yeah, or
And
something.
here's the other thing though. On the other end of that is his gameplay loop has always been kind of like spreading out those hit chance downs so that he can then do his 3 and do more damage based off hit chance downs. So you're kind of just shortcutting that by destroying people with his base.
I just
So,
also there's a
like-
lot of evasion characters that do something when they evade, So I just
I think he's one of those ones.
Okay.
I think his kit could use a little bit of an update, but the stat boost is very welcome, and it makes his kit's usable. It's not like a garbage kit or anything.
I never thought he was that bad. I really didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
You
then,
just hate him
yeah.
because he's a test tube baby,
So
right?
let's
Like
let's
that's why.
Is that
so
not
let's
true?
let's all get our opinions on Reverse Flash, and then we'll let Zubaz talk about Silver Mansion.
I really like
'cause
Reverse
none of
Flash.
us.
I like Reverse
I haven't
Flash.
touched him yet since the update.
I
He
love
was
Reverse
he was
Flash.
another
I think,
character
I
that
think
I
he was
thought.
already good.
Yeah, like that was exactly the same thing. I thought he was solid. I thought he was good. He hit hard, and he's hitting even harder. The only thing that's gonna suck about Reverse Flash now is he's in those bot teams. We gotta
Yeah.
give it a second look about what you're doing. I mean, but I like.
DaBoy, you've been running him a bunch.
have been
It's
running
a
him a
team.
bunch.
I have a name for the team. I can't say it because Costly bleeps out curse words and stuff. But I have a name for this team that you've been using, Lil Baby something team. But it's Lex, Reverse Flash, John Stewart, Ultraviolet, and Necron.
Necron off lead.
How's that
Yeah.
working out for you?
So it's great. As long as I don't run into a Harley, I pretty much just win.
Good, because she's
everything.
never anywhere in Wraith. You
Yeah,
never see a
nobody
Harley,
ever
so-
uses Harley.
I mean-
Yeah.
I mean, if you run into Harley, then you change it up. But you can try it against Harley too, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's really good because Reverse Flash is faster than Black Flash, so you go first, and he buffs when he uses his 3 to slow down Reverse Flash or
Black
Black
Flash.
Flash. Yep. So then Lex speeds everybody else up, and then Necron and John Stewart just pretty much kill everything with their 3s. And
BB. Yeah.
everything just dies.
Speaking of teams that are fun to run, does anybody else have any like fun teams they've been running in Wraith recently?
No one plays Wraith.
I did have a team.
You
said-
just talked about
Oh,
you just talked about having
Listen.
a team that you've been running in Wraith, and then you said nobody runs Wraith.
For TOL practice, so thanks a lot, Zubaz, for spoiling my team. But anyways,
Who's gonna run that
Um,
Garbo team? Come on.
Whoa.
I was gonna say.
First of all,
You know what team I was running and I was having a lot of fun with, and this was on the heels of the Raven Etrigan, was Saint Walker, Wonder Girl, Etrigan, and Raven. They would win me tons of matches when I wouldn't think they would. And they ripped to shreds the Dark Side, Supergirl, Terra, Spectre team or whatever. And that's a little fun team I like. And it's mainly because, Wonder Girl's, she's not S
next
tier.
Josh's TOL roster.
She's not S tier, but But the
Not
Saint
on there.
Walker and that Etrigan little wombo combo there.
Josh,
What
how
I-
come that's not on your?
what
how
I've
come
been
that's not on
having-
your TOL roster, Josh.
What I've been having
That's
fun
what I have to
with.
say.
So for anybody on our audio listeners, he just put his hand up to the camera and that was it. What I've been doing when I run into like a full like Superman, Supergirl, like green team, I can't run this team, but everything else has been fun to run against. Is Nightwing, Robin, Spoiler, and Red Robin, and it's just basically it's a Robin team. It's and
what do you call it?
the Robins. Like it's just sorry, Jason. You know you died, so you're out. And because the game only allows 4 people. But yeah, no, it's fun, and it's been something I've been running because taking Damien, I just randomly like I bought up his shards a couple months ago, and then like last month I just decided, okay, this is his month. I'm gonna take him RB5 now, and just I've been running this team as he's been going up in power and. He's really impressing me. I didn't realize also, I guess I have a unique RB5 now because I guess nobody else had Robin RB5. And so, but he's been a lot of fun it's like even to some of the greens, like I've had him take out Superman before once he gets buffed up enough.
He can hit pretty hard. Robin is again one of those weird tunes where when he's buffed up and hitting hard, he does some pretty beefy damage, but sometimes it's like,
Yeah, and then I'm also working on getting some Red Robin fragments. So he's RB3 right now, Red Robin, and so
tiny elf boots.
And so what's nice?
Stupid boots.
What's nice? I there was a while where I wasn't using Red Robin. I kind of forgot about how good he is, especially in this team.
Red Robin's amazing.
Yeah, especially in this team with all the invisibility just flying around everywhere. He's just like, all right, so debuffs don't exist for this team.
Mhm.
Like they're just like.
He's the face of the game right now.
He is. I saw the update. Yeah, I saw that. That's fun.
That was their WB. This was the first time that WB and DCL did a Pride Month for DC Legends.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how's that screaming lady?
Silver Banshee, she sucks. She doesn't really feel that much different, even with the stat boost. She's my highest powered toon now.
Okay.
She has the highest intelligence in the game, and I don't.
All of that is changing all the time. The highest strength, highest intelligence. Like every time a new stat, boom, boom. Yeah, it's always.
I actually think that their plan is to not nerf or do any sort of balance of Spectre. They're just going to overpower everybody else and hope that solves it.
I mean, like,
and if that's how they do it, that's how they do it.
I don't want to get into it.
Etrigan takes care of Spectre pretty.
I love Etrigan. He does. That's the fun team I've been running. I've been running my Justice League Dark team where I will run Constantine, who I now have Rebirth 5. I have Constantine Bros. I have so it's RB5, Constantine, Swamp Thing, Deadman, and then next month I'll have the RB5 Etrigan. And it's just everything you do, like Swamp Thing keeps Etrigan overhealed all the time, so he can always do his thing. Deadman, you do Deadman's 2 into Etrigan. He gets 4 hits most of the time. That all crit. So everybody's dead.
Kills everybody.
Constantine can throw his 2 skill onto Etrigan, which again can give him 4 hits. Kills everything.
Now crit immune and stun immune.
So it's like they actually all sync together pretty well. So I've been having fun with that, and if you get into a bind and people start dying, Constantine just kind of takes over the match too. So I've been running that.
And Swamp Thing brings them all back.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the things I've always thought is fun about this game. Is when you can kind of make the thematic themes that still just work. Where it's like for me, like the Robin's team, for you, the Justice League Dark team.
Yeah.
And it's
I think they work. But yeah, back to Banshee. She's a one-trick pony. She is a Superman killing machine. It's a good trick. Her 2 skill can take out any level Superman at this point on 1 hit. Like the first hit of the 2 purges all of his immunities, does enough damage to take him down to 0, and then as long as you get that AOE to trigger, it does the rest of it. You can also do that with Power Girl, who recently got a stat boost, so that works on her as well. But beyond that, I think her kit is pretty messy, and I think it works against itself in a lot of ways. Her damage, even on her basic, I don't think it's a problem that could be fixed with stats. I think it's a scaling issue. I think it's I don't know. I think she's good at what she does with killing Superman. Also, the Superman when he stuns people, she gives stun immunity to the whole team, so you get stunned once, and then you're kind of safe from Superman for a while. So yeah, she's fine. I would have much preferred to rework over a stat boost. There's the rumor that it's like, oh well, getting a stat boost doesn't preclude you from a rework, and like.
We'll believe that when we see a stat
Yeah,
boost.
it kind of does. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the stat boost that we had.
Dude, stat boost Arcus next. I mean, come on.
That's not happening. But we have not had a podcast that has been released to the public. We have those Patreon ones, but we haven't had a public podcast where since the stat boosts have been implemented. Mm-hmm. We briefly talked about it with Kitty, and we talked about who Kitty wanted. And she said Wonder Woman POT, and so because Kitty asked for that, I made it happen.
Yep.
So
you asked
so
for things
why?
On the Crime Alley cast, and
let's Crime Alley Cats. What do we got? Give me 2. Everybody gets 2, and you have 10 seconds to do it.
DaBoy, go first.
Okay,
10.
Kyle Rayner and Saint Walker.
All right, Costa, go next.
Okay, wow. Cassandra Cain and Man Bat.
Oh, I got Clayface and Arcus.
Okay. Yes.
None of
I agree with Josh.
Wait, I'm changing my second one.
You can't. No, 10 seconds up.
I'm adding a third. Chemo. Chemo needs
I will say so. They have been gracious enough to offer that the NDA group can make suggestions. We have basically been doing that. Part of the suggestions we are actually taking into account the community poll that is currently hosted by Tootitron. So if you want to have a modicum of input, vote in that poll. We definitely present those results to WB. Last month, in terms of the tunes that we recommended and how many we got, is 1. So
who won his community poll last time?
Princess of Themyscira.
Okay. Right.
And so that was what happened. So perhaps that is the best way to make.
I would also like to. I'd also like to say Spectre for a stat boost.
Believe it or not, I support Black Flash getting a stat boost for a very specific reason that I think is the same as you saying Spectre, which is just these 10.5ers. But we don't need to get into that.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next section, but go ahead.
God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it!
Okay.
Damn it! I had something else. Okay, wait. What were we saying just now? We're talking about sample.
10.5ers.
No.
10.5er.
My mind wiped when I heard 10.5.
Community poll.
Community poll. Sometimes the community.
I got you.
Thanks, DaBoy. Sometimes the community isn't. They have weird takes.
He's going against the community. We can't have this.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes the community.
We're a community-focused podcast. We all love the community.
It's just. I get nervous when Zubaz said, "This is the express opinion of the Crime Alley cast." When Zubaz said they could take the community poll, I went, because sometimes, community is the community. There you go. That's the statement.
Wow.
Sometimes that is going to be the title of the episode. It's going to be Crime Alley Cast episode 31, the Summer Spectacular. The community is the community. Yeah. This is episode 31.
Dude, that's my lucky number. That's a good episode.
That's how old
Why
you are,
is 31 your lucky number?
It's because
Mike
of the day
Piazza.
I was born.
Piazza, it was the day you were born? Piazza?
Yeah, 31st.
Okay.
Wasn't Piazza 31 on the Dodgers?
All right, so my question for you guys,
pull it up.
My question for you guys,
like,
this being
he retired
our
as a
second
Met.
For sports.
He was number 31.
Right.
He's an Italian American hero, and you will
I
put some respect on his name.
I like Piazza.
I like Piazza.
Wait, Zubaz, what's your lucky number?
Usually 3.
Costly?
64.
I'm 21. I like I've always liked number 21.
21.
Yeah,
21's
cool,
a good
cool.
one.
All right.
64 is just it's my
Costly.
family's number.
Costly,
for, like,
can you
jerseys?
under here put favorite numbers in post?
Why no?
It takes seconds. Anyways,
Right, what's your next?
are we talking about
when it's the 17th? When it's the 17th
Summer
thing you told me.
Spectacular.
Wait. I did have a
on.
question. Okay, this is our second month getting stat boosts. Have you guys noticed? Is it making a change in it? Like, have you guys seen more Power Girls around?
I absolutely have seen more
I
Power
have
Girls.
absolutely
Yeah, I've seen more Power Girls
a
for
million
sure.
more Power Girls.
Yeah.
And Reverse Flashes this like in the last.
So I haven't seen too many but I haven't been playing. Like,
how about
the
those
most-
peacemakers? No. Okay.
Oh, you know what? I actually have seen some more Swamp Things though. And you know what I think it comes down to? I think it's not just the stat boost and if it made them viable, which I think the stat boosts overall have been very successful in making the tunes better for the most part. I think it's also just how many people have access to those tunes. Like,
Yeah.
Peacemaker just came out. You're not going to see a lot of Peacemakers because nobody has a lot of Peacemaker shards except for the one guy that asked for him to get a stat boost and had RB5 shards with him already, of course. But beyond that, like, you know, Silver Banshee, you're not going to see a lot of. Like, nobody really bought her up. She hasn't had events like that kind of thing. So I think that's always going to dictate it. Now, Power Girl, her shards are kind of like, they put her up for sale like all the time. It seems like.
And she's also one of those ones, and I just know this from, like,
And she was in Red Alerts too, right?
From Crisis, you know, like starting up an account recently. There's Batman Beyond and Power Girl. They throw shards at you a lot as a new player. Those two specifically. And so.
And I'll let me say this too in terms of a good segue here. This is the Summer Spectacular segue segment. I in terms of who they picked, you know, when they initially released the list, I was like scratching my head a little bit. I was like, oh, that's not really who I was expecting. You know, they could all use it. I think there's probably 160 tunes that could use a stat boost. But then what I realized was that it seemed a little bit more deliberate than we thought because they tie in pretty well with the new tunes. So this is where the screen says Cyclone and Atom Smasher.
But Costly, post tornado comes in and then it gets smashed.
Right.
All right.
Perfect.
That's
a great
so Cyclone has a bunch of skills that well, that too, but a bunch of her gates are opened with speed downs, and Reverse Flash drops a bunch of speed downs.
Yeah.
Atom Smasher is a hit chance down based tune, and Batman Beyond is a hit chance down based tune. So I think, at least this is the theory, is that when they're choosing the stat boost tunes, they're more deliberate. You know, they're chosen to potentially go or you know synergize with the new tunes of the month.
You said the NDA group asked for one, or asked
We
for,
asked
and
for-
you got one. You asked for a bunch or
We
whatever,
suggested 6.
and then you
we
got
got
one.
one.
So I'm wondering if they're kind of doing that, like we have the ones we already have in mind that are going to tie in with the new ones. So NDA will give you one, maybe 2 or something.
That's how I think it's going to go. And I like that. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too.
And they, you know, obviously we don't know the kits, and they've probably selected the stat boost tunes already by the time the kits are out or whatever. But either way, I think it's a good plan because now there will be people who have a better Batman Beyond. Maybe they will actually use him in Wraith, unlike some people. And then they'll be like, oh, Atom Smasher, look at this cool kid. It has all these hit chance downs. I could use those together. I'm going to play Siege, get a bunch of shards so I can like create a new hit chance down team. I think that's the kind of the theory behind it. So let's talk about them.
Cyclone.
Who's your opinions on Miss Cyclone?
I will say she has a face on her.
Oof. Face made for radio.
Oh my goodness gracious, that face is the just strictly talking about design. They design these girls sometimes, and we'll always take a look at the face, like to see if how they're doing. I saw that Cyclone face, and just
It's surprising because they have been on point
yeah,
for the last several
like
months.
I mean this is the only face that I can kind of remember for the female faces where I just did not like was Shiva. I thought Shiva looks like weird.
Or the new Mary Shazam skin.
Oh yeah, that one's so bad. Like, and then this Cyclone, like, if you were to start from the bottom and go up, you're like looking at the socks, like, okay, those are thigh highs, little skirt, whatever, and then like it's that face, and you're just like, oh okay, and it's like a witch hat, and it spooks you, It's just not what I'm. It's just not the best.
Can we constantly in post? Can we like have a preview of the episode and it just be that?
Yes.
Start the episode off with that, and then people will have to listen to see when does that come in and what does it actually mean.
My goodness, that Cyclone.
Yeah. So Cyclone, I mean, outside of how she looks, I think she performs pretty well.
I like her.
I think she's pretty good.
There seems to be a little bit of buzz around her. I don't know, like some tunes, these new tunes, you get
the best PVE tune.
Yeah, you get some buzzing around. People like them, and yeah, she's best PVE tune, like they said. She's blinking people away, and
Thanos snapping them away.
But she got some moves. She also does that weird thing that Tula does.
Yes.
With the basic, and then there's a hit after it. So sometimes, it always catches my heart when I'm playing Siege, and I have to remember it. I'll hit him with the basic, and then it goes bloop, little bit, and I'm like, oh no, I need more, and then it goes, and then I'm like, oh, there's that second, and then
her AoE does that too.
Yeah,
her AoE does that too,
and the AoE hits hard.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about the AoE, which I really liked when I saw it, there was a certain NDA member who will go nameless. Okay. Who wanted them to be scaled evenly. And it was like, no, it's like the whole point of this is basically a lot of the time, like a Martian Manhunter team or something, you've got that awareness. Mm-hmm. Why waste the first hit on something that might not land? That second hit, let's make that hit real hard. And so I think that's really cool. I think that's really clever that they did that. And I like those moves. There's the only complaint about it is a lot of people are like, well, the animation, like, it's weird because you see the thing, but it's fine. You just adjust to it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So
I'm really enjoying her with my RB5 Mr. Freeze for Siege. It's been great.
Ooh, yeah. What do you have her as? Do you have her L whatever?
L4.
Ooh, you spent some.
When I saw that she synergized with Mr. Freeze, I went for it.
DaBoy, what do you got?
He's
gonna say rank 2.
Maybe.
Is she at least gear 11?
I don't even think she's unlocked, to be honest with you guys.
My goodness, she's cool.
Look at your roster. Don't lie to us.
I don't even remember.
I like Cyclone.
You do. You have her L1, gear 1.
There we go.
Oh, I don't have her unlocked. I'm Mr. I play Raid Shadow Legends now.
Listen.
Oh God, I put up way too many PvE points. So
you're using the best PvE tune. It's easy to put.
She's amazing, and for those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about right now, she's bugged so that when she's on auto,
her animation's bugged.
There's no animations at all. So
she just
becomes
blinks them away.
The fastest, like in terms of getting alliance points. It'll be really interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see her in raids. Like if you just put her on auto, I think that could be pretty interesting as well. But yeah, I think she's good. I mean, my biggest beef with Cyclone is like I just don't even think she should be in the game.
It is weird.
If not for the movie, if not for the Black Adam movie, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I talked about this on the Burger Shack. Go listen to the Burger Shack after you're done listening to the Summer Spectacular.
Josh Urar's approved.
She's a D to E to F list character that couldn't get into any sort of birthday party that held by the JLA, and I just there's so many other toons I would rather see.
Who's a bigger character, Ratcatcher from Suicide Squad or Cyclone? Like who's
Ratcatcher 2 from the movie?
Yeah, the movie Ratcatcher 2. Yeah.
Okay, Ratcatcher 2 only exists in the movie.
Oh, so. Really? Oh, okay. Well, I guess Cyclone wins. There it is. Because I was gonna say, it's like, you know, I fell in love with Ratcatcher 2, and I was, you know, so maybe we'll fall in love with Cyclone, and maybe she'll become, you know, something cool.
So I just started doing PvE right now, and this is a crazy team because it's just all AoEs, and she doesn't have any animations.
AoE days.
So it's just
them's the days.
Yeah, I just put up 1,600 points while we've been doing this podcast.
So. but let's talk about her moves.
Hey, Josh, just apply some of Zubaz's points over to me, and we'll be good.
No, you're not good. You're not.
Wow.
I like Cyclone's basic. Again, hits hard. It does. I mean, it's not like, you know.
And
it's not blowing anyone away. Yeah.
5 speed downs and 5 intelligence downs. That's awesome.
Yeah, the intelligence downs are nice. Like that can nerf a special toon real quick. And like I had mentioned earlier, I took her to legendary point because I've been kind of using Lex a lot in the siege. There's only hippos, only leader, and she's the fastest, and so I get that quick buff. It's a DI buff, and that's always great. You know. You can put it on yourself. You can, again, I've been tossing it on Shazam. You can make some moves with that, and then, you know, start going off to the races with some of these toons. So it's great. And then her 3 hits super hard. What are her passives again? What does she do? She stuns you. Oh yeah, that's great. That's good offensively, and, you know, when you fight her, you got to take that consideration, because you're gonna try to, like, maybe do an AoE. I'm noticing with Two-Face, I have to be like, oh, I want to do a Two-Face AoE. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice a stun just to get my damage output, but mine's RB4, so that's a fair trade-off. But others, you know, you have to watch it when you're fighting Cyclone. You know, you're gonna get stunned. The stuns are flying around, and it's kind of a neat way to get stunned. I don't know. It makes you think.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how prevalent stuns been in the game. After a certain group was formed and stuff. What?
Cyclone's great. Like, I think I think the little buzz is warranted. Not even the buzz about her little bug animations going on. I like her. I think
I think
good to go.
It's the first time in a while I've been excited for, like, the monthly toon. Like the one that's the free toon, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's the first time in a while where I've been like, oh, I want to say about right now. Like, they're just fun to play with. Yeah. You know, and whereas, like, even, like, I wasn't all that stoked about I can't remember her name. The Kryptonian. Well, Granny I didn't even bring up at
Ursa?
all. But like Ursa was kind of whatever. Like, I think the last one I was, like, excited like this about was UV John Stewart. Or no, what was it? UV? It was
Insert.
Yeah, but that was the last month where I was excited.
I never got Aminsur, but with Cyclone, I know a lot of people are saying.
Good with Nightwing, that's why I like them.
I know a lot of people are saying that.
Also, should not be in the game.
Cyclone with, like, Captain Cold, and I guess she's really synced up with Red Tornado. Like these.
Oh yeah.
There was a certain person that came on stream all the time, always told me to run Captain Cold, and it's like. Now maybe with Cyclone that's even better. You know, you can really start doing some slow down stuff. It gets pretty spicy with her. I can see her being something good in the future.
Captain, I'm liking running her with Mr. Freeze, but one of the problems that Mr. Freeze has, if you don't bring a Purger, you can really get yourself in trouble.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
With all the speed downs and everything. So it's nice. That's where, like, Captain Cold comes in to be nice and stuff. You know, like.
So we have Atom Smasher on.
I know nothing about him.
Atom Smasher, like ADAM.
Adam. Is it really Adam? Yeah, so it's not Atom Smasher.
Yeah.
Like, so I have it wrong.
No.
Oh, okay.
God.
Yeah. No, Atom Smasher. Yeah. He's gonna be interesting. Nobody's really using him. I know Burger unlocked him and has him high level, and that's it, I think.
I haven't even seen him in action yet. I
But
haven't even seen him in.
he's got a very just unique kit. He's got a kit where, you know, the old Terra kit where she could kind of damage allies. He's got moves that can put hit chance downs on allies.
How did Terra use it? Was it the meltdown thing?
The meltdown, yeah.
So he does that too?
He has, so his move puts hit chance downs on allies. And it's a lore based thing, right?
Okay.
It's the idea that he gets really big and he starts walking around, and so everybody in the area
Rumbling
is going to be on shaky ground.
That's, you know what? All right, I get it.
It's a way to make him different and unique, right? It's a little something different. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think he'll be good. I think he can definitely make Toons miss. Tootie has sent me some videos where he's, you know, busting him out with Scarecrow, and they're not hitting anything. You know, there's the biggest problem, like with evasions and hit chance downs, is over the last 2 years they've added so many can't miss moves. There's just so many can't miss moves. It doesn't matter how many hit chance downs and evasion ups there are. If the tune is can't miss, they can't miss. Yeah. So unfortunately that's the case. But I think against the right comp, you're not going to be able to use them all the time. But against the right comp, especially if there's no Terra, I think he can be pretty good. I will say this: the one good thing about Adam Smasher is I love, and I said this on the Burger Shack, I love that they made his basic skin one of his previous character iterations.
Yeah, I heard that.
His legendary, they made his like second character.
And
the more they do that, I agree. There's going to be instances when they can't, right? Yara floor. Right. What are you going to do with Yara? She's only had one character, whatever. But when you have
two outfits though, like
that's true. That's true. But when you have a character that has like two distinct characters or two distinct costumes and stuff, give them both of them.
Yeah,
they did that with Garth. They did that with Tula. I think it's great.
They did it with Adam too.
Adam. I mean, that's going way back, but yeah, I mean, I think that's like the best way when they.
I agree. I agree.
So let's keep the summer spectacular steaming on.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Siege predictions. We got the bonus tunes.
Oh, Siege is getting siegey.
Yeah, Siege is getting siegey. Yeah, it really is.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, Mr. World's Finest. Why don't you tell us about Siege getting siegey? What's going on?
Costly said he was going to be honest. Let's hear it.
I'm doing so bad in this Siege. I've.
But you're always here, Mr. My RB5, Mr. Freeze, and what just?
Yeah, I mean, when I say I've been doing bad, I haven't been losing matches. I have been hitting 15 out of 15 so many times. I've been super busy with work, and I keep like forgetting.
Zubaz I think Zubaz just exploded, by the way. Just splattered across the screen.
Exploded.
But yeah, so between that and it's like
exposed myself and we pixelated.
I think
like Zubaz stood up. He's like not wearing pants.
I am not wearing pants. So, yeah.
I think yesterday and today I both missed like the extra energy.
Oh, that's the nightmare. Speaking of that,
dream.
So I've been playing some Siege, and what was interesting is when I had to go to the camp in the afternoon, I was driving there to the camp. I parked. I was a little early. I was gonna play some games. I was gonna get my 27 matches because once camp starts, I don't touch my phone barely. I can't do anything, so I have to be done by 12 o'clock, and then I don't see my phone again till like 5:30, sometimes 6:30 when I get home. So I have to make sure I have all my things done. Well, in that morning, I parked, was trying to play. My phone kept turning off. Like it would turn on and then just turn off, and I'm thinking, I don't have my matches done and I gotta go to this camp. And so what I do, I quickly called Amanda and I said, Amanda, I need you to get on my tablet, open up my game, and I'm gonna need you to run some PvP, go in, back out. And then she pulled the energy for me. But Costly, see, that's what we do.
I thought you were going to say that Manders played the matches for you.
Imagine,
I was
no.
like,
That would stress me out.
That'd be incredible.
That would be too much. But
all right, now click on this and click on that character. Okay.
Describe to me.
She knows how to play. She has listened and watched so much of this garbage that she could win Siege if she wanted to. Let's be clear.
So the Siege, I've been like, I started off Siege. I think day 1 I finished like number 2 or something, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. I always try to, what I usually do is try to finish World's Finest at the end of day 1, just so I can say, look, if I want it, it's mine, but I'm not gonna take it. I let everyone else have a shot. So I started playing, and a couple days go by. I wasn't sure if I was even gonna buy or not. Like, honestly, because I'm like, I'm not streaming that much anymore, and I don't really.
Yes, at all.
And so I don't need to show anything off, and everyone knows I don't care about Siege. But a couple days go by, I keep kind of getting closer to the top, and then as of right now, I think I'm at the top. But now I'm thinking, and I talked to Zubaz this morning, and now Zubaz made a good point. If I don't freaking do something, who's gonna remember the name? See, I already forgotten the name. I'm not even relevant anymore. Yeah.
I did say that you will be irrelevant, and I was being kind because you are irrelevant right now. It's just fading into obscurity. Yeah. But I think if you don't make a name for yourself, then who's gonna remember?
Here's what I'm gonna do this Siege. I will buy until I lose a match, and I feel like I'm out of it. That's what I'm gonna do, because I don't like spending
that's the opposite of the way everybody else does Siege. I buy whenever I lose a match.
Yeah. I'm doing fine. But the Siege is getting siegey. The Two-Face is great. I love my RB4 Two-Face. He's shooting fools left and right. The hippos, the Shazams, the non-DI'd Shazams, and then Swoops is in there. Again, I sprinkled a little Parmesan-y Freddy every now and then. The Cyclone, again, I've been using the Cyclone with the Lex. I've been running 18s and 20s, but today was the very first day where I had to do 2 16s. And those are some beefy teams. But
I like referring to every toon as the whatever. The Two-Face, the Cyclone, the Lex. I'm gonna steal that.
It's Cassie, are you saying something?
The boy.
You can't steal that because it's already called the Batman. So, anyways.
Yeah.
The boy. What? How's your Siege going?
It's phenomenal. I lost my second match and I haven't played since.
Yeah, same. I am not. At least if when I go in, if I see that I'm at 15 of 15, I'll play like a match or two, but otherwise I'm not playing it.
What's today? Thursday? I've been at 15 out of 15 since Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, it's just this nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I at least try to stay up with my energy. I've been screwing up, but the reason why I've been screwing up, honestly, is work's been really busy and Escape from Tarkov wiped, and I've been playing it, and so I've been playing a lot of that.
What?
So.
I wasn't enjoying it, so I just stopped.
I think it's fun. I mean, it's fun for me because I have a Rebirth 4 Two-Face and Rebirth 4 and then there's a lot of blues, I think the Siege is fun. I think is a fun Siege. Like I said, like Cyclone makes you think. I gotta watch out. I'm gonna get stunned. Shazam is tanky. Hippo can make some things happen, but like Hippo is the only leader, so you're seeing a lot of different leaders. You're seeing the Supermans, you're seeing the Lexes, you're seeing I did a Red Hood, I did a Cheetah, like I'm doing these other toons, that, and Black Flashes, I see them pop up every now and then, and it's possible depending on what you're going up against. So it's interesting. I think the Siege is good. I haven't lost a match yet. I've lost a toon here or there. But I
also haven't lost a match.
I feel like I haven't been hearing the buzz again because I'm not invited to any. I'm not in inner circles or anything anymore. No one invites me to anything. But what's going on? Are people losing matches and dropping toons?
Yeah. I mean, I expected Hawkeye. I thought he was going to kind of go for the siege. He bought up a pretty high cyclone, kind of like right out the gate.
He has
And then
RB5 freeze.
yeah, and he was just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out of it. I was like, okay. And then
Yeah.
Hate Mail, who I think is either in second or third last time I looked, he said he lost a full match and multiple tunes. At this stage in the game, usually you would be, out of the top 20,
Right.
having lost a match this early. So it seems like it's a combination of probably one, people are screwing up. These are kind of odd tunes, that sort of thing. With the other that it's kind of dog days of summer. People are going on vacations and stuff.
Yep.
Like I think a lot of people just are not as invested in this siege as they normally might be. That's exactly it. Get one under your belt.
I have been doing some.
I'm going to tell you guys exactly what the problem is right now. You know why the game feels so stale? Because Josh stopped streaming. Okay, that's the reason why. Hey.
Costly. Number one fan.
I mean, I have said repeatedly that it ruined my life, basically, when you stop. So
I'll say this about these matches: you can do some risque-esque 20s or 20 bombs, and even in Revenge.
You do mean risky and not risque.
No, risque.
Yes.
Risque.
Oh, they're very, very sensual.
Yeah. But you can squeeze in some 20s and some full bonus revenges. And I'm just remembering a revenge match that I had, and you were in my mind, Zubaz, because it was a Desaad match. And I think I just went 8 points on it, or maybe I did do full 20. I think I did do full 20, but it was a full 10. It was a Desaad. And Zubaz, you have said multiple times, if Desaad takes a turn, you're gonna lose. And I'm like, come on, that's not what happens. And good Lord, he kept stunning me, and I was like, this. So this is what he's talking about, and that's because he's a little bit. Is that because he's bugged right now, or is that him?
No, that's him. I mean, like he's doing that without dark side. That's
right.
The bug,
that's the problem.
Outside of that, it's not a problem. Like that's what he's designed to do.
Okay, but he's supposed to do that with dark side, because there was no dark side there, and I was getting a little bit upset, and I'm like, let me take a freaking turn. That's what I was like, getting mad, and it wasn't happening. But freaking Desaad, dude.
God forbid you ever listen to me.
You know what? Because I haven't fought a Desaad and Siege. I was like, why not? But I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we got one last little.
The Summer Spectacular. I think the last thing we have to talk about is relevant media.
There's not any.
That's it. Relevant media. What are we watching? What are we doing?
Dude, the new Thor movie came out today. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably go see that.
I'm gonna watch it.
I know they just announced the new season of Harley Quinn. Is coming. Yeah,
it comes out on the 12th.
Of July. Yeah,
they're doing a sneak peek at San Diego Comic-Con.
I will say just to be clear, because we're talking about Thor movie came out today. Obviously, we said we were recording on a Thursday and everything. With the list of edits that Josh had me write down here, the episode will be out by Wednesday of next week. And
it'll take 2 seconds to add those things.
Yeah, I mean, we need the explosions every time I say Summer Spectacular. We get it, but
you had some stuff on here that I'm gonna have to download and learn After Effects for. So
speaking, I saw
The Boys?
and this is okay. Well, no, this is DC related, but I am watching The Boys, and The Boys is freaking good. It's great. And I mentioned this earlier.
The season finale happens.
A lot of
wieners.
A lot of wieners in The Boys. So just FYI.
Now I'm watching.
Yeah. So there was a new movie announced, a DC movie, the Super Sons. And
I didn't.
Oh yeah.
New Super. And I miss Little John. Little
From Robin Hood.
Is it an animated movie?
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
Oh, okay.
It almost seems like it's. I only saw a little quick trailer, and it almost seemed like it's following the Super Sons book, where they had to Batman and Superman make them kind of work together. but it could be completely different as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
I'm
for
gonna
that
watch that.
preview.
I'm gonna watch that. Is it-
Looking just at the thumbnail, it looks like it's literally the Super Sun series, like
It looks
from
good.
Tomasi. And
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
But-
Costly is like in Josh's camera.
Yeah, he does lean over into my camera. You
Yeah,
all
well,
do
when I
that.
look at-
This is
when
this,
I look at a different
when I'm
monitor,
watching
I'm
the
sorry.
screen. This is all I'm seeing from you guys. You just guys going back and forth, and I
I'm
spend all this time
sorry,
to make a
I
nice
looked at a
box.
different- I
and you
looked at a
guys are
different
just-
monitor and confirmed
Hey, you can't
information
keep,
for
you
you.
can't
I'm
keep
sorry.
me in a box, Josh.
Costly
You
is
can't
just
keep me in a
Anyways,
box.
relevant media.
Just like that, the
Um,
whole extreme.
Costly in post, when I hold my arm out, can you have it go around DaBoy so it looks like we're in the same room?
I don't know what you guys think I can do with this editor.
just a crudely drawn hand. Just going around. It's like the right hand, but it's on the left side.
I already thought about taking my phone, drawing a tornado, and then smashing it with my hand for that one.
There you
Perfect.
go. Perfect.
So-
Perfect. That's what we're asking for.
No. So relevant media. I mean, the comics that are going on right now. Dark Crisis #2 just came out this week. And
See,
I'm
Zubaz
liking
is
Dark
making the
Crisis.
sad
Zubaz
face.
is-
He's making the sad
me and
face.
Zubaz
about
have
it.
very different opinions on what Williamson's doing with DC.
You guys
so
have
I,
very different opinions on a lot of things.
I think the main continuity of DC Comics is just a train wreck. I just do.
I think it's great right now. So.
I love so many of the miniseries that they're doing right now. So I am 100% not saying I think that DC is bad right now or anything like that. I think there's so many good comics. I just think that the main thing that they're doing is just awful.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by what Williamson's doing. I thought Shadow
I'm
War
trying
was
to get there.
amazing. Shadow War was amazing. Justice League 75 has been great. Everything he's doing with all that, I think, has been really good. But yeah, it's like those are all like they're at your comic book store. Go pick them up. Support your local comic book store if you can, or buy them digitally if you don't feel like doing that.
Summer Spectacular, by the way, for August, DC has like a whole ton of summer variant covers that are like beach themed, stuff. And I put a bunch of them on the header of Reddit and have gotten so many messages about these are so nice. And they're pretty cool. So like check those out because they're doing 12 of them total, I think. And I was, because we have limited room on the Reddit banner, I only did like 6 of them or so. The Supergirl one is really nice. Like they I think that might have been Art Germ, I'm not sure. The Nightwing one came really good. The Batman one cracked me up because he is full bat cowl, but torso and bathing suit. I was just like, yeah, this is good.
Okay. I'm looking.
They range, right? Like, so some of them are like photorealistic. Basically, the one of Nubia and Wonder Girl playing volleyball is like awesome, and then some of them are very cartoony. You've got Deathstroke holding somebody off a boat and everything.
I see it, but like a lot of the picture is cut off.
That is like a Reddit problem.
Is there a way I can see it full?
Why don't you just look up?
All right. So what am I typing? What am I typing?
Your friendly neighborhood search engine.
Summer DC Comics summer variants.
What they're doing, I don't know if you guys remember, Marvel used to do like the swimsuit issues every summer, and they had those, and they were so popular in the 90s. And
what are you saying, DaBoy?
I mean, me and Zubaz are the ones that are actually reading current, right?
Yes, probably.
I'm trying to catch up. I want to catch up to you guys.
I know
I'm
Josh
trying my
is catching
best.
up. So, Zubaz, do you have a book to recommend just to get into that's going on right now?
Oh, God. I mean, I really like Dark Knights of Steel.
It's been great.
I think that if you're like a Game of Thrones fan, that is your book because that book rules. What else am I reading? The new Poison Ivy series is off to a very good start. I really like that. She's, you get a really good look into sort of like the conflicted mind of like the eco-terrorist, basically. Somebody who wants to eliminate humanity, bad. That's not great, but for environmental purposes. So that stuff has been good. I think DC versus Vampires is one of the funny,
Is
better
that Tom
things
Taylor?
going. Yes.
I love Tom Taylor.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, what book I love, and it is very far outside of the DC mainstream continuity because you can see this stuff going on. They keep having to put these disclaimers that are like, this happens before the events of Justice League 75 or whatever, is Monkey Prince, which a lot of people are not reading and a lot of people don't know about. Monkey Prince, they debuted him last year during the AAPI, the Asian Atlantic or Pacific Islander, the month celebrating basically Asia and East Asia. And they debuted Monkey Prince, and he's basically supposed to be the son of the legendary Monkey King. And they have the team that's doing it is all Asian. It's an all Asian writing, artists, all of that, which is fantastic. And it's basically like a really fun new character. And he's interacting with Batman and Aquaman and that kind of stuff. And it's just, the book is one of those books that every time I read it, like I laugh about something different.
It's always fun.
I am like a stone cold murderer, dead face, enjoy nothing most of the time, right? I just read the book and I consume the knowledge and that's it. This book actually makes me laugh. Like it's like,
that's always fun.
Funny. Yeah. So I highly recommend Monkey Prince. But yeah, I would say Monkey Prince, DC versus Vampires, Poison Ivy, and
Dark Knights of Steel.
Knights of Steel. I liked Jurassic League. Is off to like a funny start.
That looks interesting too.
It's so stupid, but I love it. And Batman the Knight, and Batman. What's the Batman Killing Time? I have enjoyed thoroughly.
Killing Time has been really good. So Killing Time is one that I would also recommend. I'm obviously going to be like bat heavy. Like Nightwing's a great book. Like Nightwing's probably one of the best books DC's putting out right now in their mainline continuity.
I would say that's their best ongoing.
Yeah, Tom Taylor's
Nightwing
is yeah. And personally, like I like the Babs Dick relationship, and that's in there. So, and so I love that. Well, and then even beyond that, Killing Time's great. Night's been great. Batman 125 just came out Tuesday, and that's Chip Zdarsky jumping on Batman. That's a whole brand new run starting. I highly recommend going to your comic shop, picking that up. I would recommend Justice League 75 and Dark Crisis and all the stuff going on. But there's a lot to jump into. There's a lot there. You kind of have to jump into the beginning of what Williamson's been doing, and that goes back quite a bit.
I'm on the way.
Yeah, and then but DC versus Vampires has been great as well. And then I'm liking Robin and Deathstroke. Both of those have been good too. So
I will say, so I'm a big Aquaman fan. I don't know if you know that.
No, you're not.
Love Aquaman.
No, you're
not. And so growing up, I was actually a very big Green Arrow fan as well. I was a big Robin Hood mythos guy as a kid, so Green Arrow just kind of fit into that. Also, when Kevin Smith was writing Green Arrow, like I was going to Kevin Smith's comic book shop. I was just like, okay, I'm super into Green Arrow now. So when they announced the Aquaman Green Arrow duo book,
there you go.
It's like a 7-issue thing. I was like, young Zubaz, this would be his dream is Aquaman Green Arrow. And they did it partially because both of them were celebrating their anniversaries at the same time, their big thing. It is without a doubt one of, if not the worst book I've ever read in my life. I like it got to a point where I was just like, this isn't even like a level of disappointment. I am challenged by this book because I'm trying to understand what is happening, what could be happening, what they were thinking, how this made it through any sort of editorial process. It was just mind-blowing. The worst book I've ever read. And now they're doing a new one with Aquaman. It's Aquaman and Flash. And that one is off to a much better start, thankfully. So Costly, I swear to God, if you say that you read that book and liked it, I am never doing this podcast again.
No, I didn't read that book at all. Talking about like completely, just crazy books. Have you been keeping up with Future State Gotham at all?
No, I gave
Okay,
up
so
on that.
that's the book that they weren't coloring or anything.
Yeah.
So
They weren't coloring it.
No, it's all black and white. So it's because like it's, they like abandoned Future State and just like went in a different direction. Well, like for whatever reason, this book is stuck around, and they decided they're like, yeah, so Gotham. This is just what would have happened if Future State kept going, and it has gotten so it's gotten so crazy that like I don't care if this wasn't for people. I'm just going to tell you guys what's happening right now in the book. Currently, what's happening right now in the book.
Costly, can you in post? Can you bleep all this out?
Big spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert warning.
Spoiler warning
people,
for one of the worst books
people that listen to this podcast and made it 2 hours into the episode and are reading this book. Spoiler warning.
Yes. Hey. Back as Batman.
I
That was unintentional, right?
Costly.
What?
You totally cut out.
Oh.
He's like,
you just got completely muted. It was like
Batman.
Josh used to do like on screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a second crack at it. All right. Bruce is back as Batman.
Could have been Batboy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bruce is back as Batman. Oracle's running around as Batwoman.
Costly
Oracle shouldn't be. He's cutting out here.
Yeah,
I don't like the idea of Oracle running anywhere.
Yeah. I think this is a sign, Costly.
Yeah.
Nightwing's running around as the new Batman. He beat up.
This is literally DC cutting the wires.
Yeah.
Am I like cutting out like crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like you guys are messing.
No,
with me,
just
I would not have laughed this hard.
Yeah, it was Costly. You really went like, and here it is, Batman. And you're like, what?
Okay. Anyways, there's like 7 Batmen in that book right now.
All right.
Yeah, all running around Gotham.
Batmaning it up.
It's insane. Yeah.
DCL.
One of them is Damian, who went to hell and came back as Batman 666. So they brought that back. But yeah, so beyond that, that's the end of relevant media. Am I muted? These guys aren't even making any noise.
No,
we're just letting you go.
Yeah, no, we're letting it go.
Like no, but it was like beyond quiet. Like it was just I felt like I was in an isolated room. Like
no, you were talking to us.
All of it was I was about to wake up. All of it was a dream. Like it was just like.
I think that covers our little.
Yeah, let's wrap up the summer spectacular real quick. Last words. What is your favorite summer activities? Things to summer spectacular. Let's end it with that. DaBoy, what do you love about summer?
Going to the lake and chilling on a boat and jet skis every weekend.
Yeah, sexy.
Costly. Oh, okay.
I work the most in the summer, so that's how it goes for me.
All right. Well, we're done. Josh,
nothing like a nice juicy hot dog with ketchup.
Ooh, come on!
Give me a nice ketchup turkey dog to be more specific.
Wait, quick question. With all the love for hot dogs, do you guys watch Joey Chestnut every year?
I can't. I try to watch the highlights on ESPN because it happens so early. Like I felt like I was by the time I was like up and out of bed and doing stuff. Yeah,
it does at 11 a.m.
What time does that happen on the West Coast?
It happens 11
Central.
See, so
by the time I wake up and out of the bed and going looking around things, 9 Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a chance. I'm watching. Not a.
God forbid if something come out at 9 a.m.
Yeah, forget it. I try to watch the highlights.
What time do you wake up?
Yeah.
Okay, during the week it's a nice cash 9:30.
Oh my god!
You know, I don't have camp till 12 to 1 to
How
1.
much I've accomplished in my life before 9 a.m.
You know what? I used to have a training job, and I would have to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. I did that for like 5 years, and then when I stopped doing that, I said never again. I'm not doing that anymore, and I stopped. Anyways, I tried to watch the highlights of the hot dog and the thing,
dude,
but
Joey Chestnut.
They're stuffing the hot dogs in their mouth, and you know what? It's just like juice and goo is pouring out of their mouths, and I'm just watching it, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't support this. It's gross, and it's just.
What about the chugging contest where they chug a gallon of lemonade?
I'd watch that.
That's cool.
man.
I'd watch that. But the hot dog eating, and then
Dude, bad nights.
it's just I'm not doing that.
Mark.
Anyways, a nice summer day with a nice turkey dog with some ketchup on it.
Oh god.
Zubaz, what about you?
I go to the pool a lot. I like to get pretty tan.
Get your bronze on.
Get your bronze on. My swimsuit gets shorter and shorter as the season goes on. Every time I go out,
as it should.
I had like or subtract about like 2 inches on the thigh line, so it just evens out as the tan goes. Oh yeah, so by the end, just full on speedo, just doing my thing at the pool. So. Sorry, swim brief. We don't want to use any trademark to get in trouble with.
I'm currently in my swim trunks right now.
Yeah, because you just got out of the pool.
I got out of the pool, and then I do another activity afterwards, and it keeps me cool.
Cool.
And then I just kind of.
So you're gross.
Oh, what is today? This is today.
You're probably gonna go to sleep in that.
No.
Sleep till 10 in your chlorinated swim.
No,
trunks.
I shower every night before bed. I'm so much sunscreen on me right now. It's
actually, you know what? Summer was a time where you could just be disgusting, and it's fine.
And it's fine.
I'm good with that.
All right,
all right. Well, the Summer Spectacular is over. We are going to have variant covers like the DC swimsuit covers for all of us. That will be the title card of this episode for the Summer Spectacular. So
handle all that.
Be on the lookout for those. And we thank you all. Join us next time for the Fall Spectacular.
Well, we might be having a guest soon. Should we tease the guests?
We will tease the guest when they're on the episode. Yes.
So not now, because if we say
I
it
meant
now,
the other tease that we would insult them.
Oh, okay. But if we tease it now, they might feel like pot committed, and they'd have to like do it.
Maybe, but we also run the risk of a certain other podcast stealing them because they have no scruples.
That's true. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. No. Yeah. Anytime we're not gonna say it.
So,
no leaks.
All right.
Smart.
So thank you all again for listening. If you made it this far, God bless you, and just thank you for coming.
We had fun.
Has the podcast already interviewed that person?
Maybe. Go join the Tournament of Legends Discord.
Watch the matches.
Legends, and
Discord link will be below.
Happy Summer Spectacular. Summer Spectacular. Do a shot every time we say Summer Spectacular. Let's go. See you next time.
Opened it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'll put it in there.
Thank you for watching the Crime Alley cast. Make sure to hit the like button and tell us what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to never miss a future episode. If you want to listen to us on the go, then check out the audio version available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Podbean. You can also catch me and these other two ding-dongs live streaming on Twitch, so make sure to come by and say hi. Links will be in the description below.